Hi everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez, Director of City Communications, and this is the weekly report. We're at the Health Department getting an update from the Mayor and the Health Department Director about an outbreak of COVID-19 in the Northland.
We can say today that we have an outbreak at a facility in Kansas City North. There are 7 residents that have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 4 staff members that have tested positive. At this point, our Department of Public Health has been at the facility, I believe, all day. We'll probably be there even more to make sure that we're testing more. There are 80 residents at the facility, 80, and so we do not have full results back. I will note that we have previously had COVID-19 infections at senior care facilities, but this one is different because of the volume of persons that we have that have come down with it.
I just have to really emphasize that we've actually had, I think, more cases this week than we've had any other week since this outbreak started. So we're not out of the woods yet. As we open up over the next few days and weeks, I'm telling you, it's still not 100% safe out there.
Well, many businesses are reopening soon, but that does not mean everything goes back to normal right away. You still need to maintain your social distancing guidelines, wear the gloves, wear the mask, wash your hands. Additional details about the reopening guidelines have now been posted on our website in the FAQ section at kcmo.gov/coronavirus. Kansas City is known for jazz, barbecue, fountains, and Midwestern nice. But what do you want Kansas City to be known for? It's time to update our comprehensive plan. It's 20 years old, and we want your input. Kansas City didn't become a great place to live, work, and play by accident. It takes planning, and it takes you.
We're in such a unique opportunity in that our geographic footprint is so large. We haven't built and we haven't fully developed yet. So my hope for the future is by having all citizens' input from all corners of the city, we can really specify and say what each of us want, how best we want to grow and develop.
Our City Planning and Development Department leads the planning for how our city gets built.
The comprehensive plan process is an opportunity for us to take a look at the city holistically.
The city has a comprehensive plan. It's called Focus. But Focus is now more than 20 years old, so it's time to create a new plan. This time, we're going to call it the KC Spirit Playbook. The KC Spirit Playbook will be about you and the dreams you have for what Kansas City should become over the next generation.
This is a document that will provide guidance. We're honored as a staff that we get to work with everybody in the community to look forward, but with a plan.
The comprehensive plan sets priorities and guides land development decisions. Remember that debate over the Plaza Bowl policy? Are you worried about gentrification or economic mobility? Do you support better integration of transportation and housing? The comprehensive plan helps set these policies and much more.
Hey Kansas City, you need to get involved in the comprehensive plan because this is our opportunity for us to make our voices heard and known about how we want to shape the future of our communities and our neighborhoods to better grow this city.
You may have heard that the city has a hiring freeze, but we are still hiring for certain critical positions. That includes jobs in the water and aviation departments, as well as in the health department here to help our epidemiologists with contact tracing. For information about those jobs, go to the city's website at kcmo.gov/jobs. Click on Career Opportunities for the general public, and then click on Community Health Worker. New openings are posted each Monday, and you can apply online. Just go to kcmo.gov/jobs and check them out. Many of Kansas City's museums have been closed due to the COVID-19 outbreak, but did you know there are a lot of beautiful murals in the historic Northeast neighborhood? And here's a new way that you can take a tour.
Sometimes artists aren't just confined to a painting on the wall. Sometimes they need the entire wall. The mural behind me is called 3 Strong Women, and it is one of many murals that are part of the International Marketplace, also known as the Northeast Community. The mural is done by Zach Lehman, and it depicts 3 women of the Northeast, all from different countries. One from Somalia, one from Mexico, and one from Vietnam. Each of the women are accompanied by birds that reflect their country of origin. The historic Northeast is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Kansas City, Missouri, and it is home to people from all over the globe. And that is represented in the multiple murals that are located almost on every corner that bring color and vibrancy to the community. One artist who's painted several murals in the community and also lives here is Hector Casanova, who's on the faculty at the Kansas City Art Institute.
I was born and I grew up in Mexico City, and I was surrounded by murals all my life because there's a very significant movement of mural arts in Mexico in the first half of the 20th century. So I've always understood just the kind of subtle but very profound impact that being surrounded by art has on a community. So I decided to take that kind of impetus and bring it into my classes at KCAI. This mural directly behind me was done a few years ago as part of the Map It program here in Kansas City. It shows two plesiosaurs at the top of the food chain in what is Kansas City now, but 60 million years ago. And it's on the wall for this public pool building. So it's a kind of thematically linked to both today and the history of what became our city. And so as a mural artist, it's been really great seeing this huge kind of blossoming of murals throughout Kansas City in general, but in the historic Northeast especially. There's been murals that have been commissioned over this last couple of years. And being able to see this kind of influx of energy and color and art into a community that has so often felt neglected has been really rewarding. And it's amazing seeing just all of these streets that had been gray before now being covered in art, and the diversity of the community being represented in the murals. I think that it really helps to create a sense of civic cohesiveness, and it just makes walking around a lot more rewarding and beautiful. Like being a pedestrian in the Northeast is a beautiful experience now because there's so much to look at.
You can even get a map of the murals in the community. Go online to access the map at nekcchamber.com.
And that's the Weekly Report. I'm Chris Hernandez. Stay safe, Kansas City, and we'll see you next time.
Hello. Yesterday, which was Earth Day, we got in a groundhog that was trapped in this. Litter. Litter is one of the biggest problems, if not one of the biggest, the biggest problem the environment has today. And if we did not find this woodchuck, it would have died. We had to cut him out, and he is being released today, so it's a happy story.
Help animals get out of situations like this. You know, definitely don't want to keep them in a jar of animal crackers. I know it's a little ironic, but I mean, come on, people, stop littering.
Next.
Hi.
How can I help you today?
I was wondering if I could talk to someone about my water bill.
Sure.
I try to manage my water the best I can, but my bill seems to be much higher than it was last year.
I'd be happy to walk you through it. Let's start at the top, shall we? Your bill is in three main parts. First, the water you get when you turn on your faucet. That comes from
the Missouri River. We can pull as much as 240 million gallons a day. We then send it through 5 separate processes to create safe, great tasting tap water. And to verify that, the water is put through a rigorous testing cycle that ensures
it meets or exceeds EPA standards. We make sure that the water you drink is as safe as possible. But it's more than just clean water. It's delivered.
There are over 2,800 miles of pipeline, which on average are 44 years old. For years, they've been neglected. Back in 2012, we had over 1,800 water main breaks, sometimes as many as 10 per day. But now,
we have a proactive plan in place. We are strategically replacing 28 miles of pipe a year, and it's working. In the first 4 years of the plan, we've seen a 56% decrease in breaks. Now, obviously, after you use it, it becomes
wastewater. This is where we make sure all waste gets carefully processed. Wastewater gets cleaned and then returned back to the Missouri River. Some of the residual gets burnt into ash, some of it is used as fertilizer. All that stuff you flush down the toilet or send down the drain ends up at one of the 6 treatment plants. This goes hand in hand with
the federally mandated overflow control program. I know, that's a mouthful, but we got to do it. And to be honest, it's creating a cleaner, healthier environment. We're improving the quality of the water in our lakes and streams. There's a lot of stuff that washes into them through
these sewer drains. Now, clogged inlet can come from anything, tree limbs or trash. The last thing you want to do is wake up to a flooded street. It's our job to make sure that these inlets stay clear.
And our streets are clean. After all, this is our city too. We take pride in the place we live and the water we drink. Because no matter where you live at in the city,
we all pay the same rates. Does that help give you a clearer picture?
Yeah, actually, it does. But what if I have a hard time paying my bill?
There is a needs-based customer assistance program. Would you be interested in learning more?
Yes, I would.
Excellent.
Hi everyone, my name is Alina and I am here at the Kansas City Zoo with the Education Department. So today I wanted to introduce a few animals that I think are super cool, but they kind of get a bad rap. So today we're going to talk about our not so creepy crawlies that we have as animal ambassadors here at the Kansas City Zoo. In my hand, I have the giant African millipede. Now, by our standards, he doesn't look giant, and you might have already met this guy in our parade, but as you can see, he's a little more active today, so we got him back out for a round 2 introduction. So, like I said, he is a giant millipede because like other millipedes, he does have lots of legs. And he's going to be a little bit bigger than millipedes we'd see here in Missouri. He can get up to 12 inches, so even a little bit bigger than he is now, whereas millipedes you'd see in Missouri would be about 6 inches or less. So like I said, he has lots of legs. He doesn't have quite 1,000 legs like his name mentions, but he does have 4 legs for every single segment on his body. It's really hard to count all of those segments, but usually they have about 30 to 40. So they do have a lot of legs, and as you can see, as he's moving around, he is using his antenna to feel and to smell. They have really simple eyes, so their eyesight isn't great, but that's okay because they're really active at night. So they don't really need the best eyesight, but they will use those antennae and their feet to feel around. So this guy does live in Africa. He lives in the rainforest. So he's gonna be kind of on the forest floor finding all of his food. And that's kind of his superpower. He's a detritivore, which means he likes to eat dead and decomposing materials like dead leaves, dead logs, dead fruits, anything that's dead on the forest floor. So these guys are super important because they need to eat those things that are dead and dying on the forest floor and then decompose them or break them down into really healthy soil that helps our trees and plants grow nice and strong. So they have a really big part to play, even though they are kind of small and kind of scary. But like you can see here, he's a pretty calm little guy. Millipedes are non-venomous, so centipedes are actually the guys that will have fangs and they actually have venom to catch their prey, whereas millipedes, like I said, they only eat those plant matter things or the dead and dying plants, so they don't need that venom, and their mouths are really simple, so they don't bite. But they do have a great exoskeleton to stay nice and safe. A lot of animals like to eat millipedes, so that exoskeleton helps them stay a little bit more protected. And they also can secrete a small toxin from their legs that helps them kind of taste icky to animals, but it wouldn't really bother me as I'm holding him. So we have another kind of creepy crawly to introduce, but like I said, maybe by the end of the video you won't find them so creepy. Let's get him back to his leaves. Their feet actually kind of feel like Velcro, which helps them move around on the forest floor. So that's why I couldn't quite get him off my hand there. So my second crawly insect here is the Madagascar hissing cockroach. Now, we can kind of break down their name and learn a lot about them. So they are from Madagascar. They're another animal that's super important for breaking down those forest floor dead items like leaves and logs. So they have these really cool like hooks on their feet to help them climb. As you can see, there are several cockroaches on this piece of wood and they are sticking right to it. So that helps them really move around and find their food. These guys are pretty cool because they do make that hissing noise. They actually exhale through holes on their body called spiracles, and that helps them make those noises to communicate with each other and also to locate each other. So these guys are also super important to the ecosystem because they are a great food source for lots of animals, but they also help clean up the forest floor and convert all of that dead stuff into really healthy soil for our plants. Now, a lot of people are pretty creeped out by cockroaches, and I kind of understand, but these guys, they don't even have wings, so that's why I'm able to take them completely out of their enclosure and show them to you like this. And actually, 99% of the cockroaches in the world aren't the kind of cockroaches that would bother us or try to live in human homes. So they're pretty harmless little guys, and in general, they are really safe to be around. So like I said, they're a really important part of our ecosystem, and we can help them by making sure that if we're harvesting wood, we're harvesting sustainable wood, so we're not taking down forests where they live and where they support their ecosystems. So thanks for joining me today, meeting our not so creepy crawlies here at the Kansas City Zoo. We are closed but still caring for all of our animals. So thank you for joining us on the video today, but make sure you're staying at home, practicing that great social distancing, washing hands, not touching your face, the whole shebang. So thanks again. I hope you enjoyed our video and join us again next time.